Hello everybody, this is City Scrapper. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I have another scrapbook layout process video for you, and this one is using the November My Creative Scrapbook limited edition kit. And it features the Prima collection by Frank Garcia called Sugar Cookie Christmas. This isn't the first layout that I made using this collection. I think it might be the second or the third. And I wanted to take the colors that there were touches of in the collection, like the blues and the pinks, and make them featured. So I was thinking that I could use a quadrant or a grid kind of arrangement and take those colors, which were that pretty blue on the bottom, that mint green that I'm mixing now, and two different colors of pink. Those are the ones that I picked out anyway. There's lots of colors in these papers. And make them more prominent on the background. So here I am mixing the colors. I used some Jane Davenport paint, and I also have these little paints that I picked these up in Tuesday Morning. They were 99 cents. I think they're Waverly brand, and I bought them, not even sure I would use them, and I use them all the time. So here I am mixing some pink. There was a little bit of like a peachy tone to the pink, so I added a little tiny bit of orange in there. In addition to having this light pink in the lower left, I'm going to put a deeper pink in the upper right-hand corner. And if you look in the area right above where I'm mixing the paint, there is a sugar cookie that I fussy cut out from another one of the papers. That has all of the different colors that I'm trying to mix in it. So I have that there as reference to try to match the colors that I'm mixing to the colors that are in that sugar cookie. So I mixed up a brighter pink, and now I have my 4 quadrants. These letters are letters, I cut these out myself. I just cut out some 4x4 inch pieces of 120-pound white cardstock, and I just measured, and they're just done freehand. I wanted them to look kind of homemade, but at the same time I wanted them to be straight, so I was careful to make the line straight, but they're just very simple letters. And then I stitch them. I use 6 strands of embroidery floss, and I use a back stitch, and I just use my punch tool and punched holes about every ½ inch or so, I would say, maybe a little closer, and just stitched around those letters. So now I can't really decide between these two pictures. I like both of them, and I didn't decide on a picture, but I am adding some white splatters to the 4, I guess you could call them squares. They're squarish. Now I'm going to pop up all of my letters on the fun foam. You could see I use some washi tape to hold down or to hold back some of the embroidery thread that was tied on the back of those. And now I don't know if any of you have these tools. These are very old Creative Memories circle cutters. I love them. I'm struggling with them there, not because of the tools, but because I'm using a really heavyweight paper, and I probably should have used something thinner than 120-pound cardstock, but in the end I got it cut out. And ultimately I decided to use the other picture. The picture that I have on the Oh Now, it's a nice picture, but this other picture just captures the event a little bit better. It was taken on Christmas Eve, and my daughters like looking at each other, and they look more natural. The other picture, my younger daughter almost like looks annoyed, which I know she wasn't, because everyone's always super happy on Christmas Eve. Maybe she was getting tired of taking so many pictures. I can't blame her. But in this picture, you could just see the joy of Christmas. So I figured, let me just use that picture. I punched it a little smaller with one of my large circle punches. And now I'm thinking that I have to stitch around this O, because otherwise it won't match with the other letters. So I am just, again, doing a back stitch. I'm definitely not an expert stitcher, but it's simple enough when you're stitching on paper. So now I'm going to attach all the letters down, and I'm going to be really careful to make sure that they're all aligned and that they're all centered. And I want them centered from the edge and, you know, the right distance from each other. So I did spend a little bit of time figuring out where I wanted those. And now I'm just attaching the O down, and I'm going to attach my photo to the O. But I didn't do that yet as of right now. What I'm adding now are the chipboard pieces that come in the kit. There were quite a few chipboard pieces. These are 3 of them. The clock on the bottom right-hand corner is so super beautiful. And there's also that key and the keyhole up on top. I embossed those with some Moxy pink embossing powder, and I will put everything that I use in the description box, all of the mixed media that I use. And then I also added some of a metallic color, a gold color, to them as well, just so that they, you know, would kind of stand out. They wouldn't just be a flat pink, and they also match the centers on some of those flowers. So you can see there's lots of flowers in this kit. You get 3 packs of Prima flowers, and what you can see there isn't even all the flowers you get. Love playing around with the flowers, and these flowers were the perfect size for this particular project. So I do end up using a lot of those flowers on this layout. But I do not end up using a lot of the things that are on there right now. I fussed endlessly with this layout. I don't know why. I didn't end up including very much of the ephemera. I did use some chipboard. A lot of what's on there now doesn't stay on there as far as the chipboard and the die cuts. I love those little snowmen. I just put one next to the N. There are several of those in this kit. And for the chipboard set, there's a little boy and a little girl snowman, or snow person, I guess. And I couldn't wait to get them on a layout, but this just wasn't the layout for them. I do end up using them, though. I think they are just so super cute. There's also a larger one in the ephemera pack, and then there's one on the paper, one of the papers, so you could fussy cut it out as well. So there were lots of chances to incorporate snowmen or snow people. And now I am adding some of the little chipboard hearts. They had some really cute hearts. They were in pink and mint and that blue color. And I thought I would try to put 2 with each letter. I think they add a nice touch. I think it's important when you're making a layout, especially one like this, that you want to have things of different sizes. You don't want to have everything the same size. So those little hearts I thought were a nice addition, and they just make the page more fun and more interesting. So I didn't really figure out what I was doing with those yet, so I decided that I was going to make my snowy pine branches. And I've done this with I think most of the layouts, if not all the layouts that I made using this kit. I just die cut some pine branches out using some dies. I have lots of pine branch dies in my stash. I can't really tell you the names of them. I didn't save those years ago to identify what the dies are, so I apologize for that, but I cut them out. And then you saw me scraping on some Snow Tex, it's called, and it just makes the paper look snowy and frosty. And then I put a little bit of diamond dust on there, which is like a really, really fine, like glass glitter, and that just makes them even more sparkly. Here I'm adding some adhesive backed trim to the circle, the photo in a circle, and I got that at Michael's a long time ago. I am running out of some of the colors. I really love it. And you could also see that I added some pearls in different colors on the trim. So what I did was I put this layout aside for a few days. And when I went back to it, I just kind of rearranged everything. I did want to glue that clock down. I started by using Elmer's gel glue, and then I changed my mind because I thought that it probably wouldn't be strong enough to hold it down, and I switched to the Liquitex heavy duty matte gel medium. And I do use that to attach down a lot of the items on the page, and then I'll also use the Elmer's gel glue to attach other things down. And you can see that I'm incorporating some pearls down as I go along. And I apologize that not everything was filmed. There are some things that are on there that I put on either off camera or I cut the footage out because it was just too long. There was just too many changes made to document everything. But I do get everything the way I want it here. And I think that's just part of the scrapbooking process, moving things around and balancing them out and making sure that they look the way you want them. That's part of the fun. And I decided to put those flowers going up and down on the letter E. And I thought that little sprig of pine branches behind them looked really nice. And I keep trying to work that little fussy cut bouquet of flowers or a bunch of flowers into the layout. But it doesn't end up staying there. So now here I am removing everything from the N, and I am going to attach the chipboard, and then I play around a little bit more with the flowers that go down the center of the N and the other embellishments as well. And I am trying to balance out the colors of those flowers. There's that beautiful blue color, and I wanted to make it balanced, so I thought I either have to put it in all of the clusters on all the letters, or I would make them opposite each other. So I have one of those blue flowers on the E and one on the O. And I finally, after trialing many, many things, I finally decided that one of the larger flowers would be a good choice to put in the center there. And then I just put some of those pine branches coming out from either side. So I do continue to go around, add things, subtract things, move things around. I add some pearls, and I do finish up the layout. You can see where everything ended up. And now I am just going around the outside of my layout as a final touch. I'm just brushing on some white acrylic paint, not being super careful, just wanted to get a little white edge there. And that is my layout, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I hope if you like this video, you'll give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. I want to thank all of my current subscribers, and I hope you will go over to the My Creative Scrapbook website and check out all of their beautiful kits. This is a limited edition kit. They have so many great kits that I think you'll love. All right, everybody, have a great day. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.